Hi, I'm Daniel Madison. I really do appreciate you choosing to spend your time with me. I want to start a conversation about creativity. I'm going to go off into a little bit of a rant in this video about the creative process. Me personally, I find the creative process quite difficult, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. The main goal of making this video is to start the conversation about the creative process. Now, quite a big creative part of my videos is the black and white filter, and a few weeks back I asked you guys what you think. Should I keep it? Should I drop it? And I think my ultimate decision is it's kind of one of my things that I'm really comfortable with, and I don't mind stepping outside of my comfort zone, but at the same time I really love that part of my style, that part of my kind of ownership. And if it wasn't a fully black and white video of mine, then it wouldn't feel like one of mine, I think. Saying that, I have found a comfort in stepping outside of that black and white zone, especially when it comes to showing things off that need colour. The deck reviews that I've done recently are quite colourful decks, and colour is a huge and important part of those designs. So when it's needed, I think that's what I'm going to do. So for now, I'm going to stay black and white unless colour is necessary. Thanks for your help in me making that decision. Now I'm going to head out to rant about my creative process in the sunlight. I want to get out of the office a bit. It's the weekend. I've been relaxing, meditation, keeping calm, keeping in touch with myself, with life itself, with the earth, and all that spiritual jazz. Every single creative person that I have met and been fortunate enough to spend time with and get to know, they all share this one thing. And it's weird to say that they share the same thing, because the thing that they all have in common is each and every creative has their own unique creative process. In my younger days, the creative people that I used to look up to, they brought about a sense of insecurity in me, because I saw their creative process, I saw their way of thinking, and realized that mine was so different. My way of thinking creatively was so different that in the beginning, many years ago, I thought I was doing it wrong. I thought I was approaching creativity wrong and trying to be creative. I thought I was doing wrong. I tried to be like other people, and in doing that, I didn't realize this at the time, but back then when I was doing that, when I was influenced and looking for influence from people I looked up to other creatives, what I was actually doing, I was being led astray from my own creative process. But I guess that's one of the things most people have to learn the hard way. I bet there are so many creators watching this right now who agree with that, who have been there and who have done that. And I guess one of the points of me making this video is if there's anybody out there who struggles with creativity, I've been through it and I've found my own little space of creativity that works for me. And I guess that's the biggest lesson of all when it comes to creative thinking. You have to find what works for you. Just because something works for somebody else, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And it's fine to be influenced. It's fine to seek influence from other people, from your peers, from the people that you look up to. There's nothing wrong with that, and I appreciate it when I see that I've influenced people, and I'm sure all the creators out there and all creative people out there feel the same way when they influence people. It's a nice feeling. However, one of my biggest pieces of advice to people, to creatives who are struggling, is to find something different. Don't be like the people that you look up to. Be unique, be yourself. And if being yourself is a problem for you, then it means you're just doing something wrong, and you have to figure out what that is that you're doing wrong. I've been there, I've done that, I've been through all of the struggles, from an existential crisis all the way down to completely quitting all creative avenues and just stopping. And you know what, sometimes that's good, but I've been there. I got to a position where I quit because it couldn't work anymore for me. It didn't work. You have to look at creativity like a muscle. The more you exercise a muscle, the stronger it gets, it grows, it becomes unbeatable. You have to keep that up. You can make your creative way of thinking so strong, and you can't just leave it there. You have to keep going. Every day you have to step in a creative direction. Now, some people find creativity and creating a lot easier than other people. For me, it's quite difficult. It used to be much more difficult than it is right now because I live a very creative life and I pay so much attention to my creative self. I don't go a single day without creating something. Now, that might mean a video, that might mean a playing card design. I've designed thousands of decks of playing cards that no one will ever see. You have to go through all the bad ones to find the good ones, and that's another good point I'm going to make in just a few minutes. I find that when I come away from creativity and I don't exercise, I don't try to be creative, my creativity suffers, and that sounds obvious. And I guess it is, but you need to remind yourself of this. Maybe you're not like me, maybe this is just for me, and to be honest, I can only give you advice from what's happening up here and from what I have personally experienced, and this is my creative way of thinking, this is how it works for me. So I have to exercise and practice creativity every single day. I've got to be harsh with myself when it comes to creating things. With playing cards, I've designed thousands of decks. You've only seen a few of those designs. You've only seen, I think I've got about 45 decks with my name on, another 20 that I've helped other people with and designed for other people that don't have my name on. But there are thousands on the outside of that on my MacBook that are still there that you'll never see because I'm tough on myself. And in doing all those bad designs, what I consider to be bad designs, at least I did it, at least I took a shot and I didn't let the bad designs knock my confidence, and I certainly didn't let them sway my creativity in a negative direction. I used all those failures as lessons to make better and more meaningful designs. Now, you might look at designs like this and think, that's easy, it's just a logo here and here. It's not even a design really, it's a brand. But in building this brand, for example, the Madisonist triangle logo, the intricacies that went into designing this simple logo, I'm not going to explain them here. I did write about it in a book I wrote called Kill the Architect. This is more than just a brand logo. This took a long time to come up with. And I guess that's not something that you even see. It's more of something that you feel. It's more of something that you kind of pick up on a different level when you're watching my creative process or when you're watching the results of my creative process. A long time ago, when I decided that I wanted to be a magician, one of the most interesting sides of it that I found I didn't know existed until I became a magician was the actual magic industry for magicians, where magicians go to learn, where they go and buy books, creative books where they can learn new tricks. When I found that, I found something that was made for me, which was writing those books and creating tricks and sharing them with other people, teaching other magicians. So instead of becoming a magician who was just a performer, I became more of a teacher than anything, and that was just so that I could have an outlet for my creativity. And between the years 2000 and 2018, I think I wrote 30 books, and they all got compiled into a book that's on my website right now called Devilry. It's over 700 pages of my work. Now, in that book, in those 700 pages, it's not all good. There's a lot of mediocre, average ideas in there. But saying that, of the 300 things that are in that book, there are 3,000 things that didn't make it into that book. Over the past 20 years, they all got thrown aside because they weren't good enough, but they were very important. In fact, they were vital as being very important parts of my creative process. You have to create a whole pile of swear words in order to get to the good stuff. You're not just going to create something incredible on your first go. You might do, and if you have, lucky you know, good for you. For me, that's never happened. Of the 5 maybe things that I'm proud of that I've released, that I've published for the magic industry, Angle Zero, Advocate, I can't remember which other ones, which is funny, but of the ones that stand out, of the big ones, I probably have 5 in my repertoire that I perform as every time I get my playing cards out. Of the 5 that I actually do that I'm proud of, there's 1,000 that I'm not proud of. And especially in the book Devilry, there might be 300 things in there, and I approved every single one of them to make it into that book. It doesn't mean they're all good though, but they are all a part of that process that led to the final creative product, the final thing that I created that I am very proud of. Creativity is hard for me, so if it's hard for you, if you struggle as a creative, don't worry. If it's not hard, then it's probably not even worth it. And no matter what kind of creative person you are, not the kind of creative person that you want to be, but the kind of creative person that you are, creativity is not just gonna show up on your doorstep. She's not just gonna turn up and say, hey, look, here I am, let's create some genius things. It doesn't happen like that. You have to work for it, you have to find it, you have to embrace it when you find it, and you have to exercise it every single day. And this is such a huge subject, a huge topic to cover in one video. I certainly don't want to spend hours talking about it, but I at least want to start the conversation, because that, at the end of the day, whether you call yourself a magician, a sleight of hand artist, a mind reader, whatever it is that you're doing and you're here for, a playing card designer, playing card enthusiast, whatever it is you're here for, and for whatever reason you found yourself watching this video, my only aim right now is to start that conversation. This is just a starting point for me. I'm gonna be talking so much more about creativity in videos that I'm gonna make in the future, but I don't want to spend too much time. It is such a heavy thing to discuss. So let's have a discussion about creativity. Use the comment section below. I do try my best to talk to every single person. If you struggle with creativity, this is what I want to know, because it's not only going to be helpful for me to hear about your struggles with creativity, but in starting a conversation on this channel for everybody to see, you might just be helping somebody who struggles with creativity, and good on you for that. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help everybody who's here watching. However you found yourself here, for whatever reason, let's have a conversation about creativity, and let's keep it going on this channel. I'll make more and more videos talking about different aspects of creativity. And one last thing, creativity can drive you mad. If it doesn't, and if you don't let it, then I feel bad for you, son. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, for watching on this video. I really am interested in starting conversations about the creative process. I think in this video specifically problems with creativity and creative blocks. So if you leave comments below, I will do my best to talk to every single one of you. And like I said, this is the start of a conversation, so I'm gonna make more videos like this on my channel. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell button too, so that you get notified as soon as I post a new video. Do appreciate the likes. I will be back soon with some news about the new Madison playing cards. There's a lot that I still haven't revealed. I've revealed the back design and the Ace of Spades. There are some very important things still to reveal, and there are a few decks left. If you want to pick them up, head to my website. The link is in the description. There's only a few left. I imagine these selling out faster than my previous decks. And I will be back soon to show you the jokers and the box. I am Daniel Madison. I'll see you next time.